Hi there, friends. I hope you're having a great day today. This is Hadley Starkey coming to you from my palatial estate offices here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hey, I wanted to get right to this for you because I talk to people every single day about coming out of the woodwork and building their business. And I'm still finding here today that people are still struggling immensely. And I want to get right to the point here, and I'm going to be straight in your face. You make more money making profits than you do from wages. You're living on the old adage, and I'm talking about the general public now, of going to school and getting good grades in high school and getting high SATs and going to college. And then once you get out of college, going to find a good job. Friends, that's old, outdated, and obsolete information today in the new millennium. Here we are in 2014, on the brink of going into 2015, and that stuff is old, old, old. But yet that's the way we're still programmed to live and survive in this country. You've got a virus in your software. It's the best way I can say it. And I'm here to help you change that and look at it a different way. You don't want to be an employee in today's world. All you're doing is building somebody else's dreams. Think about the dreams that you had as a kid, or maybe when you were in college, or maybe when you got out of high school. Maybe you didn't go to college. But now today you've been downtrodden by what corporate America tells you you have to do. So I want to help you break away from those chains and free yourself that there's a better way out there. I've never punched a clock. I've never worked for somebody else. As a kid at 14 years old, going to school at Fork Union Military Academy, I started the paper route on campus. And it started because I went into the library one day to read the newspaper, and one of the faculty members was there reading the paper. And I said, Captain so-and-so, it was a military school, I said, why are you reading the newspaper here? Why don't you read it at home? He goes, hey, you know where we are. We're so far out of town, they don't deliver the newspaper out here. And I thought to myself, aha, there's an idea. And I thought, doggone it, I'm going to start the newspaper. And wouldn't you know it, I started delivering the Richmond Times Dispatch on campus. I was the first person, the only person to do it. And within 2 weeks, I think it was, 10 days, 2 weeks, I had 400 subscribers that I was delivering to every morning. So even as a 15-year-old in high school, I was earning $400 to $800 a month in school. So I always had money. And so I've been an entrepreneur ever since then. But here's what I was getting at. You're working for somebody else right now, or maybe you're in the network marketing business and you've been struggling. And the reason that you're having struggles is what I find out 99% of the time is people don't complete their tasks. They're so close. They want it, but they allow somebody else, one person, to take away and steal their dream. If you're allowing one person to take away and steal your dream, your why, the reason why you're doing the business, is not strong enough. And I got right to this video today in training because I just got off the phone with a woman who's got 5 boys and a husband. So she's really got 6. And she's trying to hold down a job, and her 4 boys, or 5 boys rather, are between ages of 4 and 18. And so she's really got a lot on her plate to take care of that many kids. And thank goodness none of them have any problems. Like my sister, she's got an autistic son and really, really challenged with 2 young boys. So I can only imagine what it's like having 5 and then having a really incompetent husband. But I'm going to give you the same information that I gave her. And hopefully you can rechange your direction, redesign your life, recreate where you are. But first you have to work on you. You have to work harder on you than you do anything else. For you to become more, you have to study more. Okay? And once you're able to become more, you can free yourself of the shackles that you're feeling in your work environment. You can set yourself free. But you have to be willing to change your skill sets. And so I want to start by giving you some things to do, challenges. And if you have a challenge with reading, then you're going to have a hard time. But let me make it easier for you. Anybody could read 10 pages of a book, right? Here's what we're going to do. Grab a pen and write this stuff down. This is important. I want to challenge you that if you're not a reader, to become one, because leaders are readers. And when I run into people that are readers, like I just recently ran into the governor from the state of Idaho, and I knew since he was a leader, he was a reader. And I asked him, I said, "Hey, Butch, what are you reading these days?" And he told me. I ran into Doc Rivers, the famous basketball player and coach for the LA Clippers. And I know he coaches people all day long and has to motivate. I asked him what he's reading. So those are the things that they're reading are far more advanced than what I'm talking about today. So I'm not going to get into those. But here's the way I want to challenge you if you're not a reader, or if you had been a reader and you got away from it, is I want to challenge you to read 10 pages of a book every day. And you can do this in the morning when you start your day, because I know you drink coffee. Everybody does. So make this your me time. Sit down, enjoy that cup of coffee a little bit longer, but now I want to challenge you to read 10 pages of a book every day. And if you'll do that for the next year, guess what? I will have had you reading 3,650 pages of books over the next year. Now, if the average book is 300 pages, then that means, friends, I've had you reading 300 books, not 300 books, 15 books. 15 books over the next year. So if I get you to reading 15 books, and 15 books that I want you to read, let me ask you, do you think I can change your life? I'm earning 6 figures plus annually. I'm earning a very high 5 figures monthly. I've been there and done that. And so I know I can help you because I've helped hundreds of people earn 6 figure per year and more incomes, annual incomes. And I know that if I helped them and gave them the right direction and right support and got them on the right track, I know I can help you. But you have to be willing to participate in your own rescue going forward. You have to see this through. Your life depends on it. Your income and your wealth depends on it. So what do I recommend you read, especially if you're an employee and you want to get out of those shackles and chains and become a force of your own? I want you to start by reading the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by my friend Robert Kiyosaki. He lives right here in Scottsdale. Met him and talked to him millions of times. And I want you to start by reading 10 pages of a book every day. Start with that book, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Get the paperback. It's very important that you get the paperback and not the audio version. People talk about getting the audio versions and listening to it in the car and drive time. That's good. Get both. But the reason that I recommend and strongly urge you to get the paperback is that just like in your Bible, when you're highlight, and here's what I want you to do. You also need to have one of these. That's why it's important to get the paperback, because you're going to have a highlighter. And I want you, just like you do with your Bible, to highlight and mark it up. When you see something that's profound, a profound statement or a profound act or a profound action, and you get that aha, oh, that's a great idea, aha, highlight it. And for retention, I want you to repeat that to yourself 3 times after you highlighted it, because that's how it gets into your brain. So again, the first book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Number 2, you got to have a foundation for that success that Bob's going to give you in his book. And so with that, I recommend Jeff Olson's book called The Slight Edge. This is a masterful book on how to get to successful levels of business working from home and any other business. Building your network marketing business, building your own brick and mortar standard business, mom and pop business. because this is going to teach you the successful habits of winning business people. So again, that's The Slight Edge with Jeff Olson. And Jeff's a great friend. He and I have been partners in another couple of businesses before. But again, highlight the stuff that you see in the books. The next one, another great winner, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And just when you read some of the titles or the chapter headings, for example, this print's too small for me to see, but when you read the chapter headings, those are great. Those are great blog titles. Chapter 1, Thoughts Are Things. Chapter 2, Desire. Well, you really can't teach anybody desire. That is the hardest thing that I've ever tried to teach. In fact, I'm going to tell you, you can't teach desire. So if I tell you that, hey, you know what? How would you like to make $1,000 a day? $2,000 a day? You can't teach that. People don't, they say they want it, but they don't know how to get there. This is the kind of stuff that helps you get there. This is the kind of stuff that helps free you from what you're going through. So Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Read these over and over, highlighting them. The next one, really good, Grinding It Out by Ray Kroc. It's the McDonald's story. Okay? People told him, no, you're crazy, that'll never work. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? You see, let me ask you something. If you're not a basketball player, I'm sure, but if you were going to be invited to become the next point guard or the next forward or the next center of the Los Angeles Lakers and you have no talent, are you going to become a better basketball player? Heck yeah, you better. If you've surrounded yourself with world-class athletes, you can't help but get better. So that's what I'm trying to get through to you today, is learn what these people have done. Learn how they failed their way to the top. And reading, it's fundamental, yes, but it's the easiest way for you to start your day. And you will be amazed over the next 3 weeks if you start to do this habit and it becomes habitual over the next 21 days of you starting this new habit, how differently your outlook is going to look to you and how differently your income is going to be. Again, you make more money from profits than you do from wages. So let's move on. The next book, okay? The Magic of Thinking Big. See, you're not thinking big enough. We're programmed here that things don't work and that you can't make $10,000 a week or $10,000 a month. But my friends, you're not surrounding yourself with the right people. I surround myself with people that are making $10,000 a day, $20,000 a week, $50,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $1 million a month. So that's where my training comes in. Tiger Woods, regarded as the greatest golfer in the world. Hey, he's had his problems. He's slipped a little bit because of injuries. But guess what, friends? He still has mentors and coaches that help him. He can go out there and hit the golf ball and make $1 million a year without any help. But he's got coaches and people that help him evaluate his swing and also help evaluate his business. So why should you be any different? You need it worse than he does. So I just have to get you to thinking different and thinking big. Because the magic and the power of thinking big, it's powerful. And as you go through these books, you're going to read different things that you've never seen and heard before. And now when you hear other people speak to you, their words are going to sound different. Why? Because it's the people that you're associating with. And as you read books, you're going to go from here to here to here to here to where you're going to have your most amazing breakthroughs ever. But you got to stick with it. And that's the biggest thing that I hear and see of people, is that they don't stick with it because they allow other people around them that are way down here. Once they talk bad about you, they're down here, but you're up here. You have to disassociate yourself with people to continue to move up. And that's what you're going to get from the Slight Edge too, is that you're going to find out the daily disciplines of the highly successful people that over time either promote you or expose you. And right now you're being exposed. So I encourage you, I implore you, that if you're going to go chop down the tree, you have to go sharpen your axe. So in order for you to become more, you have to become more, and you get that through personal development. So I hope that this was a helpful and very encouraging and very insightful message today. You've got to get better at you. And once you get through those 5 books, give me a shout. You can find me at hadleystarkey.com, or you can also reach me in my home office. And that's able to be found. That number is on my website as well. I'm on social media. I'm not hard to find. But look me up, and I'll give you another 5 books to look into. So I wish you all the success in the world, but for God's sakes, friend, update your software. You've got a virus right now, and if you keep thinking the way you're thinking and keep doing what you've always done, it's not going to be any different. You're going to get what you've always got, and that has to change. And it has to change because of new information that you're putting into your information, into your brain. So I hope you have a great day. I appreciate you spending some time with me. If this was helpful to you, make some comments about it, and let's have some fun together. God bless you. Bye for now.